Consulting, and I am back with you again talking about vitamins and minerals from A to Z. And it's been a minute, but I'm back to give you all the tools you need to take control of your health and to live your best life. Okay, so today we're going to get started talking about phosphorus. And I'm sure you've heard of phosphorus before, right? So let's get into phosphorus. So what is it? Well, phosphorus is a mineral, and it actually comes in 3 different forms, okay? There is the yellow form, which actually comes in trace amounts in nature, and then you also have the white and you have the red, all right? So most of the time when you see red, we think stop, right? But with phosphorus, no. Red means go, okay? That white phosphorus and yellow phosphorus, those are super toxic and you don't want none of those symptoms, okay? So stay clear of those and stick to the red. And when you take it, all you need is 700 milligrams a day, whether you're a male or a female, okay? So what does it do? So phosphorus helps with the formation of bones and teeth. It also helps the body use our carbs, our fats, our proteins to help build our cells and our muscle tissues, okay? It also helps activate enzymes, which helps with blood clotting and help our liver to function like it should. It also helps normalize our blood pH, and it regulates normalizes the function of our nerves and makes our heart beat like it should, okay, and helps our muscles to function like they should. And then also it helps make up our DNA, our RNA, and ATP, which is the energy center for our bodies, okay? So ATP is energy, remember that, okay? And we talked about that earlier. So normally phosphorus is found in foods, but you can also supplement, as I said before. But phosphorus is a triplet, okay? So phosphorus needs calcium and magnesium in the correct amounts in order to function like it should in your body, okay? But what happens if we get too much of anything, okay? It can throw you out of whack. So if you get too much calcium, it will throw your phosphorus out of whack and actually cause your body to be depleted of it, okay? So we want to make sure we get that calcium and that magnesium in the amounts we need, okay? And I talked to you guys before about supplementing with calcium. Most people don't need to do the supplementation with calcium. If you feel like you need to, get with your doctor and make sure to have them test your levels, because too much calcium, not only does it deplete phosphorus, but it also help clog up arteries, and we don't want that at all, right? Right. Okay, so also with phosphorus, other things that can deplete it is a high sugar diet. So how many sweet tooths do I have out there? I do like sweets in moderation, okay? But yeah, sweets, yeah, I love them. And I know I'm not by myself, okay? So if you're a person that has to have sweets like with every meal, maybe you need to get your phosphorus levels checked, okay? So like, we go to the dentist, right? And the dentist is like, oh man, you got cavities. And then you come in the next 6 months and you got another cavity. And we're thinking, oh, you got a sweet tooth. And sometimes you'll hear them even say, you got a sweet tooth. Well, it's not about necessarily the sugar, it's about what the sugar does. The sugar takes that phosphorus out of your system, and then that weakens your enamel, makes your teeth susceptible to those cavities, and it even weakens your bones. So those of you guys who not just like sweets, but like the sugar drinks, the sodas, yeah, all right, we about to have a come to Jesus talk about these soda drinkers. So if you are a soda drinker, most sodas have phosphoric acid and citric acid, and those 2 acids will deplete the phosphorus out of your body as well. And so again, not only will it affect your teeth, but affects your bones. And so we talked about osteoporosis before, which is basically having holes in your bones, like looking like a sponge, a holy sponge, well, that will help aid to that, and you don't want that, okay? So let me give you a tidbit. Let me help you out a little bit, okay? Because I like those bubbles, okay? And if you're like me and you like those bubbles, there is a substitute for soda, okay? You just got to do a teeny little bit of putting together stuff yourself. So instead of getting soda, get you some seltzer water, okay? Seltzer water, or you can even substitute mineral water, okay? So get your seltzer water, and then depending upon what flavor you want, so let's say you want to make like a Sprite, okay? So you get your lemon and your lime. Real lemon and limes, please. Don't get that lemon and lime juice and that fake lemon and lime in the refrigerator, because not refrigerator, but you know, the grocery store. Because when you get in the grocery store and you get that thing and you turn around on the back, you're gonna see it's more than just lemon juice and lime juice in that thing, okay? And we don't want that, okay? So get your real lemon and a real lime. Chop those things up, get the juice out of it, put that juice in the seltzer water or mineral water, and then to help aid with that sweet tooth, we got stevia, okay? Put that stevia into your desired sweetness, and depending upon how much of that lemon lime juice in, you got you a 7-Up, you got you a Sprite, you got you a Mountain Dew even, okay? So if those are all three of what you like to drink as a soda, now you got your substitute, so no excuses, right? Let's save those teeth and bones. So, what are some other things that can happen to you if you have a depletion of phosphorus in your system? So let's look at a couple more things. So you can also have a loss of appetite. And, I love to eat. And then you got these people who are literally like foodies, like a job description. Well, there are some times where in life there are things that happen and it causes you just to not have an appetite. Well, if you go too long and not having an appetite consistently, you need to get your phosphorus levels checked, because you should have an appetite to be able to eat, okay? Also, we talked about the bones. So having bone pain and bone loss and teeth loss, like all of that again comes into play if you don't have enough phosphorus in your system. So then also we talked about ATP, which is that energy, get you moving. It helps when you're exercising and just moving around each day. So you need that ATP, and what happens is if you don't get enough phosphorus, you get the feeling fatigued, you don't have any energy, and it even affects your brain because you start feeling confused in your thinking, okay? And we don't want that, okay? We want to be clear and sharp and quick, right? Right? Get those phosphorus levels checked, okay? And then it can also aid in irregular breathing. And y'all know we got to breathe right. Gotta breathe, okay? And we've talked about anemia before. It also helps aid with the formation of anemia, all right? And again, if you're anemic, you're going to feel that fatigue, okay? You're going to feel that shortness of breath, all right? You'll feel that confusion in the brain, okay? So all of that. And don't let me forget, if you don't have enough phosphorus, it can take your immune system down, and you don't want that. We, again, had come out of a pandemic, and we're on the other side of it, and God has been faithful to keep those of us who are here, and that phosphorus will help us continue to have strong immune systems so that we can overcome any viruses or any sicknesses that might be in the air, floating, spreading, all that stuff, okay? All right. So how are we going to get our phosphorus in our system? So it said we can supplement, but we're going to also get it through our food. So let's look at some foods, okay? Now, inhale tomatoes, okay? And tomatoes are high in phosphorus, okay? So yeah, I was really excited when I saw that. And then, you like cheese? Cheese is high in phosphorus, and it is just awesome. So I'll give you an excuse to get your cheese fix on, okay? So yeah. Also, I love me some salmon. So this is smoked salmon. Salmon is high in phosphorus, okay? And the last of my examples Nuts. Love these. I inhale these too. Nuts and seeds are both high in phosphorus, okay? Some other foods high in phosphorus are asparagus, cauliflower, poultry. You have your whole wheat cereals and breads, and then even legumes. So yeah, so all of those are high in phosphorus. So add some of those to your diet to make sure you're getting all the phosphorus you need. And typically your body is really good, if you're healthy, to regulate the phosphorus amounts itself, because your kidneys and your bones help to regulate phosphorus. If too much comes into your system, they'll work it out, okay? So, with all that being said, normally I'll talk about a disease at the end based upon a deficiency. Well, I've already talked about cardiovascular disease, and then I've already talked about anemia. So I'm going to kind of tweak a little bit, and we're going to talk about what can happen if you get too much phosphorus. So on the other end of the spectrum, okay? Because we don't want too much either. So too much phosphorus can actually cause damage to your kidneys, okay? Because again, I told you your kidneys filters that excess phosphorus out. Well, if it has to work hard and overwork, your kidneys get tired, okay? Your kidneys like, wait a minute, it's too much. And then they become diseased, okay? And we don't want that, all right? And then also, it can give you a risk of an irregular heartbeat if you have too much phosphorus, okay? So having the right amounts is real important, because we talked about earlier how having too little will affect your heart as well, okay? So let's make sure we're eating our tomatoes. And if you don't like tomatoes, any of the other foods I named. And let's get off that sugar, guys, okay? Just have it in moderation. And remember, seltzer water, get your fruits, get your stevia or monk fruit or xylitol, whatever sweetener you want to use in place of that sugar, okay? So that you can still get your drink on with your sodas, but not soda. Okay? And let's make sure that we get with our doctor and get our phosphorus levels checked, okay? So this has been Edith with So Consulting, and we've been learning all about phosphorus and talking about vitamins and minerals from A to Z. We will see you next time, and until then, be blessed and be empowered. Bye.